Consultation is a two-way street. It's not us meeting with somebody and them not answering any of our questions or any of our letters. You got to remember, we still have trauma from all the state issues in the beginning and everything, forced march, relocation, termination, reinstated. That all has effect on all of us. And so we're leery when working with other folks that don't listen to what we have to say. That's the main thing. We have 7 board members, and that's 7 people who have to be at the table. And when we're discussing stuff, it would be nice if they would listen and give us feedback. If you can't answer any of those questions, let us know that you can't answer those questions. If you're silent, it feels like we're not being heard. It feels like we're not being recognized. And we've had too much of that already in our past.
Tribal consultation, for me, I think of it in my practice and my experience in 2 ways. There's the lowercase c for consultation is really a way for an agency, an entity, organization of any sort that wants to engage with the tribe and talk. And those people that are present are whoever is most fitting for that lowercase consultation, just getting to know one another and where our needs are, what our wants are, what our direction, our vision, mission may be. Consultation with a capital C is leader to leader. So really consultation, for example, at the state level is tribal council to the governor. That's consultation with a capital C, in my understanding of how the process works best is when you have those decision makers, the leaders at the table. So if there's an agency maybe within the United States that, a national agency of some sort, whoever is the decision maker, meeting with our decision makers, that's consultation. And that relationship is at the highest level there. And so a lot of thought and intention goes into that process for the best outcome.
Consultation is strictly between leadership. Staff employees, staff level employees can be brought in to those consultations to support the conversation. However, if you have a staff level meeting, that's what it is. It's a staff level meeting. It's not a consultation. Both parties have to come to the table with someone there who has the authority to make decisions. Staff level is important, and not to downplay those types of meetings, but when you bring, for instance, you come to a tribal council meeting, and somebody comes and gives a presentation. That's not consultation, that's a presentation, delivering information, which has its own value, but it's not consultation.
Well, there's tribal consultation, and then there's all of the work that kind of gets you to that point. It's a process. It takes a lot of time sometimes, and it took years to get our language to be recognized by the state and also funded by the state. And with the Oregon Department of Education language grant that came out a couple years ago, it's what established our language program at the tribe. And so we're on year 4 of wrapping up our language classes, and we couldn't have done it without all of that work, that probably over a decade of work to kind of get us to that point.
Good consultation means both parties come to the table with recognition of the sovereignty of each, and they should have a forthright conversation on the specific topics. They should be ready to discuss those topics and be able to, and willing to come together and to reach that consensus. Some of the consultations I've been involved with over the years, both as tribal council and as tribal government staff, have involved parties who are willing to talk and have those conversations that show that they're willing to recognize what's important to each party.
For sovereignty in our tribal nation, we are just that. We're nations within nations. We're small nations that have rights that were not given to us, not returned, but were inalienable rights that came from the ancestors, from Creator, from being on these lands for thousands of years and stewarding these places. But legally, we are one of the federally recognized tribes. We were able to be recognized by the federal government as one of the 9 federally recognized tribes due to our unique culture surviving and thriving. You know, when we're talking about reasons for our sovereignty or our stewardship goals within our own lands, a big reason is that our treaty was never ratified. And in order for tribes to cede lands to the United States government, there has to be a ratified treaty. And because of that treaty never being ratified, for us, we still see ourselves as stewards of these lands, whether we technically own them or not. And we do that not by ourselves, but we do that by working with our partners. So whether that be watersheds, whether that be nonprofits, whether that be land trusts, whether that be state agencies, fed agencies, you know, that's what we do because we care so innately about our small land base or our watersheds. And if everybody cares that much about their watersheds or land base, then we wouldn't have any issues.
We just have to keep plugging away and trying to get people to see what we're talking about and how we're talking about it. Lamprey, for instance. Everybody puts in fish ladders for salmon, but they forget about the lamprey. The lamprey can't come up the same salmon ladder. So we have to put up lamprey chutes so they can actually get in. You know, culverts stop the lamprey from getting up. All you need is a ramp. They can get in. We've watched this happen over and over and over, and I just wish everybody else out there would pay attention to what the tribes are saying. If our ecosystem's out of balance, let's fix it. Let's fix what's out of balance.
Because we are a nation within a nation and our lands were never ceded, we still feel like we're inherent stewards, which we are. And because a lot of our lands are in public ownership, so national forest, BLM, state, and county, and also private, we have to work with a myriad of landowners. And we also work with watershed councils, nonprofits, because we do feel like it's our responsibility to still steward those lands, and not just, you know, for our people, but for all people. Because in our culture, we share, like the way we measure our wealth is we share not only our physical possessions, but we share food, we share dances, we share song. Part of the Natural Resources and Culture Department is working with all those moving parts, and tribal sovereignty goes hand in hand with that. And so without our tribal sovereignty, we wouldn't be able to do any of that prior to restoration. It's important to know where we've been, to know where we're going, and it's important to encompass multiple ways of knowing because we're in unprecedented times, and it's going to take everyone to come together and to ensure that the sources that we currently have will be here in perpetuity for future generations. We've been sharing this place for a very long time, and we're willing to, but we also expect the people that also share this place to, you know, share not only in meals, but actually stewarding the place in a good way and with a good heart going forward. That's going to be beneficial for the next generations.